Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Jada Bailey, the Mindful Mage, and happy Witchy Wednesday. I have been getting a lot of questions and commentary from people that are embarking down this path, basically saying that, there isn't a lot of information out there for a Christian witch or religious witch or a Christo pagan or anything of the sort, for anybody looking into witchcraft that still wants to stay true to their religion, more or less. And you're not wrong. It doesn't seem to be a lot of information out there, which is half the reason why I started this channel. So today I'm gonna give you guys a few book recommendations that I think you might really like, that are geared toward witches or anybody on a spiritual path that is coming from or would still like to stay true to Christianity or religion similar to it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a few of these books I have read, some I have not read, some I can personally vouch for, others were recommended to me and I haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I'm gonna put them out there anyway, and hopefully you guys can read them and let me know what you think. Alrighty, so the first book I'm going to recommend is called How to Be a Christian Witch, and it's written by Valerie Love. As you can tell from the title, it is mostly geared towards people interested in becoming a witch that are already Christian or witches that are interested in becoming Christian. Whether you're new to the practice or old, this is a book I have read myself that I did actually very much enjoy, and I read this early on in my practice when I was still trying to find myself and my balance and my footing, so I recommend checking that out. The next book I'm going to recommend is a book called Jesus and the Goddess by Reverend Dr. Claudia Hall. I haven't even finished this book yet. I started reading it a couple weeks ago and I'm about halfway through, and I think it's very interesting. It's a very interesting take on Christianity and paganism, sort of. It's about, well, you know what? You can read it, but more or less it's about Jesus Christ, but also the goddess or the feminine divine, and how they correlate to one another. So yeah, check that out. It's a good read so far. Alrighty, and the next one is going to be The Path of a Christian Witch, written by Adelina St. Clair, I believe. I have not read this book yet, but I have heard many great things about it, and I honestly don't have the time in the foreseeable future to get to it, so if any of you guys have read it or do choose to read it, let me know what you think. Another book by Valerie Love, and she's going to pop up a couple of times on this recommendation list because she's actually the first person that I came across when I started out on this path, and she's an older woman. She's a reverend, and she's a practicing witch that is also a Christian, so I found her outlook on the whole thing very interesting, and she actually honestly kind of helped shape the beginning of my practice and how I look at certain things, coming from Christianity to something more spiritual, but still my belief being rooted in Jesus Christ. So yeah, I would definitely recommend pretty much all of her books, even though I haven't had a chance to read them yet. This one is called Confessions of a Christian Witch. Haven't read it yet. Just off the title alone, it sounds interesting, and having read some of her other books, I think it'd really be a good read. So you let me know what you think. Alrighty, so the next book is called When God Had a Wife, which I have read. It's written by Lynn Pinknett and Clive Prince. I have read this book. I am going to reserve my opinions on it because I am far, far more interested in what you guys will think of this book. So please read it. Go get it, read it. You can download it on your Kindle or probably find it in a bookstore. I don't know, but Read it and let me know what you think about it, please. I'm dying to hear what you think. Okay, so this next book I really did enjoy. At the time when I came across it, I didn't even know such a thing existed, and I was in this space where I obviously still wanted to cling to my Christianity, but my beliefs were broadening. And they didn't exactly 100% align with Christianity anymore, and I didn't know if that was a thing, what I should call it. Can I even still call myself Christian? So this book is called Christo Paganism, and it's written by Joyce and River Higginbotham, Higgin something or another. I don't know, but it's a good read for those that, much like myself, those that want to stay connected to their Christianity, but their spiritual beliefs are just opening up much wider than answers you might be able to find in the Bible or at church. So yeah, check that one out for sure. If that rings a bell with you, tickles your pickle even a little bit, look into it. Doesn't hurt to look into it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but at least now you know. And the last book on this recommendation list by Valerie Love is called, well, it's not the last book on the list, it's just the last one by Valerie Love. And it is called Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch. I think this book is a great read for those of you out there that are asking me to do more videos on like spell work and spells that I cast and things of that nature. As a Christian, what can you do? What shouldn't you do? What is probably best not to mess with? And what spells should you even be casting anyway? So read this book by Valerie Love, Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch. It's got a lot of great little tips and advice and some spells you guys can do. Some that I think are nice. Some I haven't tried, honestly. But yeah, check it out. The actual last book on this recommendation list in this recommendation video is the first book I read when I started out on this journey. It actually inspired this journey of mine because after I read it, or while I was reading it, and I can't even tell you what called me to read it, but while I was reading it, so much of what I was reading was making so much sense. Like, I felt like I had wiped the gunk out of my eyes and I could see clearly, and the dots were connecting, and a lot of the stuff that I had just been thinking or feeling or experiencing lately was beginning to make sense after I started reading this book. And it made me question where I am in life and where I'm going next. And this is actually how I ended up embarking on this whole path of witchcraft and wizardry. But anyway, the book is called The Green Witch, and it's by Erin Murphy Hiscock, something cock. Erin Murphy something cock. And it's not specifically targeted towards Christian witches or Wiccan witches, or I don't think it's specifically targeted towards witches of any faith, more or less just witches in general, especially those with a green thumb or a real connection to nature. So it lists different herbs and their correspondence, different crystals and stones in their correspondences, just how you connect with certain things, what to do with certain things, and I just found it super interesting. Definitely give this one a read. Check it out. There's a lot of other books in this line that I would like to read that I haven't read yet. So if you see some of those you like, pick them up, check them out. Again, it doesn't hurt to try. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Fine, sure. At least you can say you tried, okay? Okay, and that's it. That was the last of my book recommendations for now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a short one, my apologies. And as always, if you did, like, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you can stay up to date when I post content like this and other stuff. So yeah, that's it from me. Bye.